Hi, so this is Mr. Collodi again, and I'm just going to show you a couple easier backtracking examples. So just to kind of see how this works and get ourselves used to it. So this is going to be number 9 in your course pack there. So negative 9x plus 1 equals negative 80. All right, and so we know we've got our traditional method. You can handle that, no problem. But we're just kind of trying to get our feet wet with this forward, backward. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to write my forward, backward steps like this. And I'm just going to say, all right, if I were going to evaluate, now we're going to plug in for x, what would I do first? I'd multiply negative 9. That's what I do first. If I plugged in a number for my x and I'm going forward, I multiply negative 9. So if my teacher said evaluate, when x is 1 or something, I'd say negative 9 times 1 first. And then I'd add 1 to it, and those would be my forward. Okay, so check the prior video if you're not clear about that, but where that comes from is this PEMDAS, and I'm going through it forward when I'm evaluating. Okay. All right, now let's do our backward. So our backward, remember, conventionally, we're going to go from the bottom of our list, and we're going to unwind it. So I'm going to do my inverse operation. So opposite of add is going to be subtract. So I was adding 1 down here, so now I'm going to take away 1 first. And then here I had a times negative 9, so now I'm going to divide negative 9. All right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do that to this. So I've got negative 80 minus 1, so negative 80 minus 1 is negative 81. Check, I did my first backward step, and then divide negative 9 now. Well, 81 divided by 9, that's going to be 9, and I got 2 negatives, so that's going to be positive. So there we go. So I've got x equals a positive 9, and that's it. And you could try this with the traditional method if you want. You could also, I think a better thing is to plug back in. Well, if I plug back in here, 9 times negative 9 is negative 81. Plus 80, I get a negative 80, so the thing checks out, and so that's good. All right, let's try another one on here, so like one that maybe people, let's see. So I'm going to look at number 12 on the same sheet. So this is page 32 in your course pack number. We're going to look at number 12. All right, so number 12. So that 144 equals negative 12x plus 5. All right, okay. Now, traditionally, right, I would distribute that, yeah? But a condition for forward backward says, like, if it's a linear equation and I've got everything combined into one spot like this, so I've got a single variable there and everything's collected, like, I can just backtrack it instead. Okay, so I'm going to say, all right, forward. Well, if I plugged in a value here, let's say a 1, what would I do first? Well, kind of I think people are pretty familiar. I would go in that PEMDAS in the forward order. Well, what does the PEMDAS in the forward order tell me? So I need to do my parentheses first. So if I put a 1 in there, what's the first thing I do? I would add 5 to it. Yeah? Of course, right? I need to do that first. I'm going to say plus 5. And start with my variable and I work out. Okay, then it's going to be my times negative 12. Okay? All right, now my reversing here, I'm just going to go backward now. I'm going up the list and I'm using inverse operations. Now be careful, you're flipping the operator. You don't want to change the value of the number. So this was a times negative 12, so I want to make it a divide negative 12. And this was a plus 5. I'm adding the 5. Now I want to subtract the 5. Okay, so I've got 144. Divide negative 12, and that gives me a negative 12 back. Okay, so 144 divided by negative 12 is just negative 12. And then I need to take away 5 from that, and I get a negative 17. So this is a little slightly yuckier. We're worried about our signs. We have some bigger numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to see does negative 17 work in this. Okay, so I'm going to take my original thing, my expression here. So I got negative 12. And I'm going to take Well, actually, let's be a little fancier maybe. So we said our answer, we said it was negative 17. So I'm going to take my negative 17 and I'm going to store it. This is on my calculator here. I'm going to use the store button here. I'm going to say store, and that gives me a little arrow, and I'm going to say I'm going to put it in the X. Okay, cool. So that means I took this negative 17, I put it in this X, and the calculator is holding it for me. Alright. So now I'm going to make my screen literally look just like this expression on the right side. Negative 12, and then X plus 5. So when I press my equals here on my calculator, my hope is I'm going to get a positive 144. And if I do, I'm feeling pretty good that I'm right. And I did. So that worked. Nice. Okay, we'll do some more complicated examples in the next video.